Welcome to For the Love of the Mouse, and today I am going to go over what it is like to be a DVC member and book a trip. Before we get started, if you're new around here, go ahead and click that red subscribe button down below. Then I want you to slide over, click that bell icon next to it so you're notified whenever we release new videos on Mondays and Fridays. And we would really appreciate if you could help support our channel and hit that thumbs up button so that we know you like this video. And if you didn't know, you can follow us on Twitter and Instagram at For Love of Mouse and on Facebook at For Love of the Mouse. All those links are down below, as well as the link to our blog, which will keep you up to date with all the Disney news we can keep up with. So, topic today, DVC and booking a trip. We've been DVC members for just about 16 months, and we have booked numerous trips. Now, what's it like? So to give you a brief synopsis, you have your home resort. Ours, Wilderness Lodge, Copper Creek. At 11 months from the date we want, we can book our trip. So at the 11-month mark, we can start booking our trip at Copper Creek. Now, Crystal and I, it's 90% of the time just us when we go. So we get a deluxe studio. We don't need the 1-bedroom. We don't need the 2-bedroom, obviously. So we get the deluxe studio. And at Copper Creek, we've never had a problem getting a deluxe studio at the 11-month mark. So everything's good, great, grand, wonderful, right? You've gotten onto your DVC vacation account. You've booked your trip at 11 months out. You got your room. Then all of a sudden, what happens? 7 months comes. At 7 months, every other DVC resort opens up to you that is not your home resort. That includes Alani. That includes the Grand Californian at Disneyland. So at the 7-month mark, you can book there. Now here's where things have gotten a little bit crazy for us. So in our opinion, what's the point of being a DVC member if we're not going to try other resorts outside of our home resort at Copper Creek? As I've said in other videos, Wilderness Lodge, Copper Creek, my favorite resort. Love staying there, love it. Like I said, what's the point of being a DVC member if you're not going to experience all the other resorts DVC has to offer? We've tried to stay at Boardwalk, Beach Club, all these other places, right? So hard at the 7-month mark to get your room. At the 7-month mark, that's because everyone else that's a DVC member can book at that resort. There is no exclusivity. It is not your home resort anymore. Everyone can do it. If you go to look and that room you want is not there, like for instance, there's some resorts that do not have a lot of deluxe studios. So for us, it's tough for us to get a deluxe studio at those resorts. Grand Californian, for example, is probably one of the top 3 hardest resorts to get because there's only one DVC resort at Disneyland. But what you can do is you can waitlist that trip. So what we have done in the past is booked a room at Copper Creek. At our 11-month mark, we knew we wanted to have a trip. Now, you keep hearing me say the 11-month mark. Yes, 11 months out, more than likely, you need to have a trip planned. That's why in our other DVC videos, which I'm going to put the playlist for our DVC videos up here in the eye in the sky. So click on that, watch that if you want. It'll also be at the end of our video if you want to watch it then, which you probably should click on it then, so then we get the watch time, all that stuff. Thanks. So as I've said, DVC, you kind of have to plan out for it. So you've planned out, you got your 11-month trip, then you have your room, you're booked, you're taken care of, right? So at the 7-month mark, let's say you want to try and stay at Boardwalk and you don't get it, you can waitlist the room at Boardwalk and you can select to have it replace your reservation at Copper Creek, which is exactly what we did. So for Food and Wine Festival, that's where we got the chance to stay, is we are going to be staying at the Boardwalk. Somewhere we've always wanted to try. I'm not looking forward to the clown slide. Telling you that right now. Very little clown slide footage will be in those vlogs. I hate clowns. Now, waitlist doesn't mean you're going to get your reservation. It's simply that. It's a waitlist. There could be 300 people in front of you. There could be 3 people in front of you. You could be top on the list. You have no way of knowing. But keep logging into your account and checking that every so often, because we did a waitlist and I had no idea that it came through. I thought I was going to get an email. I didn't. All of a sudden I got into our account and we had a few less points than we did the last time I looked. It was because our waitlist came through. So we got the room we wanted. So there we go. I'm not trying to scare you off from getting DVC, if you want to be a DVC member, is the booking process is tough. You have to plan. And if you don't plan, you can't be upset that you didn't get your room. Literally, I'm telling you right now, you have to plan or you're not going to get it. More likely than not, there's always people canceling, just like we tell you with dining reservations. So maybe your wait list comes through. I have no idea what the ratio is of wait list coming through to not coming through. I know that Beach Club is extremely hard to get into because the amount of DVC rooms there is smaller than the other resorts. I know Boardwalk is tough to get to. Those are extremely popular resorts as well to stay at. But in the same sense, you can stay at Saratoga Springs, you can stay at Old Key West, and those are massive DVC resorts. There's tons of room there. We just stayed on our last trip at Saratoga Springs for the first time, and it was awesome. It's a massive resort, and it was kind of overwhelming when we first got there to realize the sheer size of it. But like anything, once we got our bearings, we were good to go, and we had a fun time. So again, don't let what I'm saying scare you off. If you want to be DVC, just make sure you can plan out your trip because you're going to have to. Now they're adding the Riviera, which is going to open up in December. And then they're also going to have the new resort over at the Old River Country site. So hopefully adding those rooms is going to open things up. But also in the same sense, you have to remember, not only is it adding more rooms, it's adding more members. So just because there's more rooms, doesn't necessarily mean there's always going to be more availability because they have to sell those properties and they're going to sell the timeshare properties at those resorts to new members. Some of it will be just members adding on points. So in a nutshell, be ready if you want to go on a trip to book a room at the 11-month mark. Be ready to book a room at your home resort between that 10 and 11-month mark so that you can make sure you get a room. And if you want to try another DVC resort, don't be scared to try at that 7-month mark when those resorts open up. And if in doubt and you can't figure something out online, call your DVC vacation planners. They will help you. They are some of the nicest people I have ever talked to. I'm sure there's someone who's gotten someone that wasn't having the best day at work, but you know what? I've called numerous times just to ask questions, and they've been the nicest, most helpful people ever. So let me know in the comments down below. Are you a DVC member? Have you had problems with booking? I'm sure you have. I know it's not fun out there, but have you been able to get the waitlist you've wanted for a long time like we did? Let us know. And like I said, if you're new around here, hit that subscribe button down below. Hit the bell icon next to it so you get notified when we release our videos, and support our channel and hit that thumbs up button so we know you like our videos. Thank you so much for watching, and we appreciate you stopping by. And for the love of the mouse, never forget that it all started with a mouse.